The room is pitch black. A single desk lamp flickers once and settles into a weak, dying hum. Mark sits in the shadows, his face carved out by the harsh blue glare of a smartphone. He stares at the screen, his thumb scrolling with a rhythm that has become his only heartbeat. Behind him, the wall is a graveyard of productivity. Shadows of icons, video players, social feeds, and digital games stretch across the plaster, looming like ghosts in the dim light. Mark reaches out and tosses a half-eaten bag of chips aside. The plastic crinkles, a sharp, intrusive sound that dies instantly in the heavy air. He does not look away from the glass. He continues to swipe, up and over, up and over. As the blue light pulses against his skin, every motion is automatic. Every blink is a delay. He is anchored to the chair, tethered by the glow, while the world outside the desk remains completely unseen. He is waiting for something to happen, but the screen only offers another feed, another scroll, another minute discarded into the void. A text prompt pulses in the air, sharp and unyielding. Boredom is the silent killer of your potential. The words hang there, a cold indictment. Mark stares, and the camera pushes tight into his eyes, turning the smartphone screen into a mirror. The reflection is a rapid-fire sequence of his own stagnation. He sees the hours bleed away in a blur of endless feeds. He sees the clock on the wall, its second hand clicking forward with the indifference of a guillotine. On his desk, piles of unfinished work gather dust, the paper edges yellowing under the neglect of weeks. Every image is a fragment of a life left on hold. The reality hits him in the silence, the weight of every minute discarded, every goal deferred, every ambition left to wither in the dark. He pulls his hands away from the device. His palms are cold. The room feels smaller now, the shadows pressing in against his shoulders. He lets out a long, jagged breath and shuts his eyes tight, trying to block out the glow of the screen and the sight of the work he left behind. The internal pressure reaches a peak. He holds the position, motionless. As the ticking clock grows louder in the quiet room, the silence breaks. Mark snaps his eyes open. He stands up, the chair scraping sharply against the floor. With one fluid motion, he reaches for the heavy book on his desk and slams it open, the sound echoing like a gunshot. The room is no longer a tomb of shadows. Light floods the space, turning the corners bright and sharp. He does not hesitate. He drops to the floor, his muscles coiled and ready, and begins. Push-ups, rhythmic and fast, his palms striking the wood with measured force. He is sweating now, the exertion radiating off him as he moves with newfound precision. He stands, wipes his brow with a forearm, and turns to the corner, lifting weights that strain his shoulders. Every repetition is a strike against the lazy version of himself. The transformation is violent. The lethargy that held him captive is replaced by raw, kinetic energy. He moves from the floor to the desk, his breathing heavy and controlled. He is not just working, he is dismantling his past. He grabs a pen, his knuckles white, and turns to the whiteboard. He marks his goals with thick, bold strokes that leave no room for doubt. The shift is complete. He is no longer waiting for the future. He is building it. The music swells, an orchestral force driving the rhythm of his hands. Mark moves from the weights to the track, his feet striking the ground in rapid, thunderous succession. He is not running to escape, but to sharpen his focus. He surges forward, his lungs burning with the clean air of his new resolve. He returns to the desk in a blur, his fingers dancing across the keys with frantic precision. The typing sounds like rapid gunfire. He pulls a map from the shelf, spreads it wide, and marks a coordinate with a firm, black line. He tracks his progress on the whiteboard, checking off objectives with thick, aggressive strokes. Each mark is a victory over the previous silence. He is building, layer by layer, project by project. The room is now a hive of activity, shelves straining under the weight of books and research. He does not slow down. He speeds up. He is reclaiming every wasted hour, stitching his potential back together into a coherent plan. His eyes remain fixed on the task ahead, ignoring everything but the work. The momentum is absolute. He is no longer fighting the clock. He is forcing it to keep pace with him. The air in the room vibrates with the energy of his relentless construction. The typing ceases. The room goes quiet, save for the rhythm of his own breathing. Mark leans back, the chair groaning under his weight. He picks up the pen, holds it steady for a heartbeat, and presses it against the desk. A sharp, final click cuts through the air. He drops the pen, the plastic hitting the wood with a definitive thud. He does not look at the books or the maps. He looks directly into the lens. His gaze is level, unblinking, stripped of the hesitation that defined his past. He stands, the motion slow and controlled. He turns away from the desk, his back to the tools of his labor. He moves toward the window, where the night has finally surrendered. The first rays of morning sun pierce the glass, washing over the floor and erasing the remnants of the shadows. He reaches the edge of the frame. The light catches the air, turning dust motes into gold. He takes one step, then another, moving out of the space he once occupied. The room is no longer a cage of wasted potential. It is a point of origin. He steps into the brightness, and the frame remains empty. The choice is made.